Hi guys, how are you?
Hi.
Good. How are you?
Good.
Doing great. So to start, both of you understand franchises very well. And so how has it been going from like doing franchise work to something like this that is kind of new and unique for fans and getting to go into that action where it's not like here's 20 other movies to watch prior to this action sequence that you want to see?
I I mean, it was a real pleasure to work on this film. It's an action movie, yes, but it feels like its own unique thing, and but that's directly John Woo and the way that he shoots action. You know, he's very much an innovator of this genre. The original movie, The Killer, kind of has inspired a lot of the action that we see today, and so to get to do this action film with John Woo himself
Mhm.
is like, uh, I mean, there are no words, and it was very, very special, and I'm so thrilled with how it's turned out.
Yeah, and Omar, you're back in France, which I do love whenever you get to kind of just be French and be in France. How is it for you
Thank you.
getting to act, you know, and not have to kind of put on this front or be somewhere else, like just get to be in France?
Was really interesting, and I was happy to do that, but at the same time it was like a little bit confusing to have being in Paris shooting a movie and having like some of the scene in French, some of the other in English. Sometimes it was a little bit confusing, but I was so happy to be like in this movie, like being John Woo movie, remaking The Killer in Paris. That was something. And when I've learned about the inspiration of The Killer, the original was about the samurai, the a movie with Alain Delon. So it was a French movie. So that having like the inspiration of the killer going back to France, all of that was something very really special. And I discovered during the process how John loves Paris, the way he wanted to shoot it. So it was very very special, and I was like really grateful and happy to be a part of that and witness that too.
And Nathalie, I love you play strength in a bunch of different ways throughout all of your roles. Like obviously Game of Thrones, she's a more intellectual strength. I love your little nerdy self in the Fast and the Furious franchise, and now I love that this one she's like literally with a gun being a badass. For you, how does it help you kind of get into all those different mindsets of like where a character's strength kind of lies?
I think, well, obviously every character's strengths are different, and part of the work is like working out what their strengths are, what their weaknesses are, and what, just like who is this person when we meet them, and one of the ways that I do that is some of it's in the script where it tells you what their story is, and then the other part of the work is to like fill it out, and so you kind of get a sense of a full life and a full person. Um, but I think Z's strengths are very, very clear in this film, and she's been trained very specifically. And she knows what her strengths are. She knows where maybe her weaknesses are, and that very much impacts and has dictated how she does her job.
Mhm.
And but she's similarly to those other characters that you mentioned, she's also very intellectually smart. She's very strategic. She's very particular, and I think one of her main strengths is her sense of justice in a world and in a life that is obviously very dangerous and can be very volatile, and she has a very clear sense of who she wants to be in that world, and I think that is a very real strength, and that's the part of her that kind of pushes her to step outside of everything she knows to help Jen. And yeah.
Yeah. I can't wait for everyone to get to see this. I think everyone's gonna really love it. And thank you guys so much for talking with me today. I really appreciate it.
Thank
Thank you
you.
very much. Thank you.